Right now, somewhere in your pocket or on the table beside you, your phone is waiting. You haven't touched it in 11 minutes. That feels like a long time. Your hand already knows the motion before your mind decides to make it. You don't check your phone because you're bored. You check it because something far older than smartphones is running the show. That something is 2 million years old. Here's the strange part. Long before there were notifications, there was a sound in the grass. A rustle. A shift in the wind. Your ancestors didn't have the luxury of ignoring it. The ones who checked survived. The ones who didn't, often didn't get a second chance. Researchers studying human attention call this orienting response, first described in detail by Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov, who noticed that animals and people instinctively redirect focus toward anything new, sudden, or unexplained. It isn't a choice. It's a reflex stitched into the nervous system. Think about that for a second. Every glance at your screen when it buzzes is the same circuit that once spun a hunter-gatherer's head toward a snapped twig. But knowing where the danger wasn't enough. Your ancestors also needed to know who. Who was angry? Who was generous? Who might share food during a hard season, and who might not be trusted near the children? Humans evolved in small bands, rarely larger than 150 people, a number popularized by anthropologist Robin Dunbar, who found that this is roughly the upper limit of relationships the human brain can meaningfully track. That number is now called Dunbar's number. Inside a group that's small, information about other people was survival currency. Knowing who said what. Who was seen with whom. Whether your status had shifted overnight. This wasn't gossip for entertainment. It was a constant, low-grade audit of your safety and your standing. Now stretch that instinct across a screen with 3 billion people on it. Suddenly the same drive that once tracked 150 faces is being asked to track an entire planet. Notifications are not random interruptions. They are precisely engineered matches for what your brain has been straining to detect for millions of years. A like is social proof. A message is a tribe member checking in. A red notification badge isn't just a design choice. It mimics the exact visual urgency of blood, of danger, of something demanding immediate attention. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a real threat and a manufactured one. It only knows the pattern. There's a deeper mechanism happening underneath all of this, something neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz spent decades mapping in the brains of primates. Schultz discovered that dopamine, the neurochemical most people associate with pleasure, isn't actually released when you get a reward. It spikes when the reward is uncertain. When you don't know if it's coming. This is the part most people get wrong. You don't check your phone because you're guaranteed something good. You check it because you might be. That maybe is the most addictive word your brain has ever encountered. A slot machine doesn't pay out every time. Neither does your phone. Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes there's a message that changes your whole day. The unpredictability is not a flaw in the system. It is the entire engine. Schultz's research on what's now called the dopamine prediction error became the unspoken blueprint behind nearly every app's notification system, whether the designers ever read his papers or not. So every time you pull your phone from your pocket without thinking, you're not weak. You're not undisciplined. You're running software that was optimized over 2 million years for a world that no longer exists. Here's where it gets stranger. Psychologist Roy Baumeister ran a series of studies in the 1990s exploring what he called the need to belong, proposing that the drive for social connection is not a preference humans have, but a fundamental requirement, as basic as the need for food or safety. Baumeister's research showed that social exclusion activates the same regions of the brain associated with physical pain. Being ignored doesn't just feel bad. Your brain processes it almost identically to being injured. Now consider what an unanswered text message actually is. Even for half a second, it can register, deep in old neural architecture, as a tiny echo of exclusion. A flicker of the ancient signal that says, you might be losing your place in the tribe. Of course you check again. Of course you can't quite look away. For most of human history, the tribe was visible. You could see who was near the fire and who had wandered off. You could see faces, read tension in a jaw, hear the tone shift in a voice before a single word was spoken. The information was rich, immediate, and resolved quickly. Either someone was there, or they weren't. Your phone offers none of that resolution. It offers fragments. A typing indicator that stops. A message marked read with no reply. A status that says active 3 minutes ago and then nothing. Your ancient social tracking system was built for clarity, and it has been handed permanent ambiguity instead. Ambiguity is exhausting in a very specific way. It keeps the orienting response and the dopamine system both switched on at once, with no off switch in sight. This is also why silence from one person can feel heavier than noise from 100 others. A single unread message from someone who matters can occupy more of your attention than 50 notifications from apps you don't care about. Your brain isn't measuring volume. It's measuring relationship. It's still running the math of a 150-person tribe, even while swimming in millions of strangers. So what do you do with 2 million years of wiring built for a world of campfires and small bands, while living in a world of infinite scroll? You don't fight the instinct. Fighting it rarely works, because the instinct isn't broken. It's simply unmatched to its environment. What seems to help, according to follow-up research building on Baumeister's work, is deliberately creating small moments of certainty. Checking in with someone directly instead of waiting for a notification. Choosing a few real connections to invest attention in, rather than letting attention be pulled toward whoever pinged most recently. In other words, giving your ancient tracking system something real to track. Tonight, when your phone buzzes and your hand moves before you've even decided to look, notice it. Not with guilt. With recognition. That motion is not a personal failing. It is 2 million years of survival instinct, reaching for a campfire that isn't there anymore, hoping the next flicker of light is someone from your tribe.